Hello everyone, this is Eagle and welcome back in Steel Division 2. So today we are going to talk about a very nice division that I like so much, which is the 26th Guard Strelkovy, which means actually rifle division. So the 26th Guard Rifle Division was one of the formations that actually participated in Operation Bagration, and it was among the first wave against Orsha, as mentioned here by the game. And the traditional opponent for this division was the 78th Storm Division. And this division had obviously very good equipment. So we are talking here about the OT-34 Flame tanks. Some heavy KV tanks and super heavy artillery that has 203mm howitzers and 280mm mortars. It also had some pretty good close combat units such as the elite engineers, sappers. It is however mentioned here that this division is stripped of most of towed anti-tank and anti-aircraft guns, but it compensated this with heavy fighter bombers and tank buster planes such as the IL-2 and BE-2. It is mentioned by the game that the 26th Guards Rifle Division is one of the strongest divisions when it comes to close quarter combat, but it will find difficult time beating an armored division. So actually our next game is going to be against armored division, so we will see how did this division perform. But before that, let me talk a bit about my research about this division. So this division indeed was part of Operation Bagration, and it was reformed as an elite infantry division in 1942. However, there was another reorganization of the division in 1943. The division became part of the 11th Guard Army, and it remained that way until the end of Operation Bagration. So most of the mention here by Eugene was pretty accurate, and I have nothing more about this division. So let's move forward and see how did we build this division. So everyone, this is the 26th Guard Strelkovy division, or the Rifle Division. I would like to say that I have played lots of Soviet divisions so far, and I can say safely that this is one of the best divisions that I have played with. It has lots of choices. It has only two minor weaknesses which can be actually overcome. So the first weakness of this division is actually that it lacks proper recon vehicles or light vehicles. The second weakness that it actually lacks proper anti-air, or let's say that the anti-air in this division is not so great. Other than this, I find this division very good even in the armored part. So let's move in and see what actually this division has. So in the recon tab, very limited slots and also not too much choices. So we have this motorcycle, which I don't like to use. We have the dozer, we have the motorized Razvedka, and we have this unit which is Konyana Razvedka. However, I don't find it very useful, so I choose to take the Sniperi, and I put a recon car also with it, the WC-52 Doshka. And then moving to the infantry tab, and given the fact that this is an infantry division, we have lots of choices here and we have lots of good units. So I choose to put one commander card, and it's worth to mention that we have lots of other commander types here. However, I choose to use the cheapest one of them. We do have other types of units as well. As I mentioned, we have the Starmoviki, which is basically sappers, and they can compensate the Sabiri, given the fact that we only have one card of Sabiris, but these Starmoviki really work well as a replacement for the Sabiri. So I used one card in phase A. We have the Gvardia DB, which is a unit that has strength of 12, and it has also an anti-tank rifle. So I used one card in phase A. It's good in long range as well. Another card of Strelkovy Rocks, which is one of the best flamethrower team in the game. It is very good unit in close combat. And then we have this disheartened troops, which is very cheap and it's only good as a spam. So I choose to put one card of these in phase B. We only actually have one card of those. Again, I put one card from the Gvard in phase B, and then I choose to put the Sabiris and the Strelkovy rocks in phase B as well. And then we get this Strelkovy, which is a big unit with 20 size of 20 and strength of 20. So it is really a good unit. And that's basically how I configure this tab. We have a choice of having the automatique, but I didn't use that. And we also have another choice of using other commanders. So someone might configure this totally different, but I choose to do it this way. Now moving to the tank tab, we do have some good choices here. For example, we have the IS-1 Komrotti, which is a very powerful tank. It has a frontal armor of 160 millimeter, and it also has an 85 millimeter gun, which has penetration of 145 millimeter. The only bad thing about this that it comes as one tank only, but that's not really a big deal because we have the KV-85, which is also pretty good tank. It has a frontal armor of 125 millimeter and a penetration of 145 millimeter with an 85 millimeter gun. This is pretty decent tank. I like it so much. And we have the KV-1E, which is actually cheap, but it also has a very good frontal armor and a good gun as well. You can also take the KV-1S Komrotti, which has a weaker frontal armor than the KV-1E, but I choose not to take it. And if you are a fan of spam, then you can use the T-34E, which is used basically to spam your opponent. I didn't take that one either. Moving to the support tab, and I have to say this is the best tab in this division. I like this tab so much because it is full with choices. So we have basically everything that we need here. We have the flamethrower teams, we have the close combat mortars if you wanna use it. Some people use this very effectively. We have the SG-43 machine guns, and we have the Maxim guns. In this case, I choose to use the SG-43 over the Maxim. I also like to keep one card of support guns, even though I have the perfect support or assault tanks, which is the ISU-152 in phase A and phase B. I use both cards, to be honest. There is also the OT-34, which can compensate the lack of quick or fast light armor in this division, and as a bonus it also has a flamethrower. And I choose to add one supply truck for the artillery. You could also add a commandant if you like, but since I took most of my infantry in VIT2, so I didn't actually take that. The anti-tank tab here, well, we don't have great anti-tanks, but we do have the Su-85, which work very well against tanks, as it's a tank destroyer. So I used both cards, one phase A and one phase B. I also added one card of the 45 millimeter anti-tanks and one card of the 76 millimeter anti-tank in phase B. And I used, of course, the BTRS 41, which can do a good job in ambushing enemy units. It is not so great as it used to be, because after the last update and the last balance patch, these units are not able to fully destroy the transports. So people who used to rush to the front line and just kill anything that is coming, that is not doable anymore, which is a good thing. So basically that's how I configure the anti-tank tab. Moving to the anti-air. The anti-air here is not so great. We do have the ZSU M15, which is okay. I don't find it very good, but at least it's a mobile anti-air. So you cannot rely too much on it on big maps, but it would be very useful in medium and close maps or small maps. Moving to the artillery tab, we do have lots of good choices in the artillery tab here. So, and you can configure it in a very different way. In my case, I used three pieces of the 120 millimeter mortar, and I always like to use the mobile artillery. I also used one card of the 22 millimeter off-map artillery, and you must use one of these, the B4 203 millimeter or the 280 millimeter. In my case, I choose to use the 203 because you can actually vet it and have it in phase C, and then you would have 5 rounds per minute, while this one you will only get 1 unit in phase C with 5 rounds per minute. So I choose this one. Could also use the Katyusha, or what is called Andreyuka. And if you are a fan of stationary artillery, you could use the 76 millimeter artillery here. Anyway, that's how I configure this. Moving to the air tab, we do have some choices here also. So first of all, you get the Yak-9, which is not so expensive, and it's also a very good fighter with good availability in phase A as well. And you get the Yak-9B, which is a fighter bomber that can also work as a fighter, and it gives you 3 pieces in phase A. I also use the IL-237, which is a good tank buster. And we have the IL-237 light bomber, which can be used as a bomber and as a tank buster as well. There is another version from it here, which has slightly which is slightly more expensive. It has a price of 130 point, but it doesn't make much difference, to be honest. So that's why I use this one. You could use the 140 Yak-9B. That has cluster shells that can kill tanks, but I believe these ones are better, the IL-237. You have also a choice of a light rocket plane, but anyway, this is how I choose to configure this tab. You could also use a cheap recon unit, which can be used as fighters. But the problem with these that they have very less availabilities, so I did not take them. So yeah, that's how I configure this division, and it did really good in a battle. So let's jump in and see how it did perform. So everyone, this is the game. I am playing on the left side, and my opponent is called Lutiger. He's playing on the right side. He's playing in blue. I am playing in red. Obviously, I am playing with the 26th Rifle Division, Guards Rifle Division. And my opponent is playing with the 6th South African Armored Division. So he started deploying his units. He started with a Firefly here and some infantry. Another Firefly here and some other infantry. A Sherman tank and infantry and anti-tank here. On my side, I started with only infantry. And 2 tanks in this side. One of them is a tank destroyer. a sniper here and also some infantry on that side. So the game has started. Both of us are playing balanced. Let's see how the game goes. I have some pretty fast units at the start, so I'm trying to push forward in this side. He's also trying to push with the Vickers heavy machine gun. He has some heavy infantry units coming here with motorized vehicles. Lots of infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's when I deployed IAC 9B just to... because these are very concentrated together. It's a big mistake to have them all together like this. And boom, he lost lots of units here. He has, however, a Bayat, which he destroys my Su-85. In here, I was able to deploy my infantry also very fast, but he deploys 2 tanks in the middle. In this side, I'm trying to push, but he has an MG and a 57mm 6-pounder. He destroys 2 of my tanks using this 57mm 6-pounder, which is a big mistake that I did at the start of the game. But at least I was able to get rid of some of his infantry. Fighting goes on the southern front. Heavy fight. He has 13 flag and I have 11. And he's trying to push here. He has another Firefly coming this side. He really has lots of Fireflies deployed. 1, 2, as well as some Sherman tanks. So I took this flag, but he still have 13 flag and I have only 11 because he was able to get this flag as well. Now my Su-85 is trying to destroy that Sherman. Actually it's firing on the rifles, the Bayat team. So that is an armored infantry units, which something really good if you have these in a division. So I'm firing on his Sherman, which apparently is out of my range. I was able to immobilize it. He was able to observe my Doshka here, WC-52, and destroyed it. But I was also able to destroy his tank. On this side, he is trying to push hard now. And I don't have anything to defend this area basically, so he can push very hard and take all these flags. Because I lost 2 precious tanks at the beginning. He pushes the Firefly, which has, by the way, 2-kilometer range. So it is much better than the Su-85. Can actually spot it from far and destroy it. He also now pushes buffers, trying to put proper anti-air to avoid my air units. He has 15 flag and I only have 9. Another mistake of ISU 152 in the range of the Firefly. I don't know why he's backing down. I think his Firefly would have destroyed this pretty easy. I'm using my SG-43 here, trying to bin his units. He has no anti-air in this side. Using my Yak-9B, but he deploys a Spitfire. Trying to catch the Yak-9B. Let's see if he's gonna catch it. He was not able to catch it, so the Yak-9B was able to escape. He has 15 flag and I only have 9. He deploys one mortar here, and I do have 2 mortars 120 millimeter deployed here as well. I think he made a mistake here not pushing forward. I don't have so many troops to defend this area, but now I have the IS-1 Komroti coming. He loses the M3, and I regain control of one more flag. I'm trying to support my units here by moving this ISU 152 here. And I was able to push his units. In the south, everything looks calm. He's trying to dominate this road by deploying the Firefly and a 6-pounder 57mm. He's blindly attacking my units, which are nowhere near the place he's attacking. I am pushing my infantry here. The IS-1 Komroti is moving forward. He's waiting until it becomes in range for his tank, but he waited too long. And also this 57mm is not doing anything, even though it has 150 meter range, so 1500 meter range, so that's a kilo and a half, so it's not actually able to fire on my tanks. So I'm trying to push in this area. He's trying to target the ISU, and he is able to destroy it, but he also loses the anti-tank. And he loses 2 important anti-tank in this side. I have my anti-air here deployed, preventing the destruction of these 2 tanks by the rocket planes. Heavy fight. Now the anti-tank is in the battle, but he's not able to destroy the tanks. I'm also firing using the mortars. That's why he actually put a marker on this. He will try to destroy them. But I don't see any long range artillery on the Tiger side, so I'm not sure how he's gonna try to destroy these. Let's see. He's trying to hide the Sherman, and he has the 6-pounder ready to destroy the Su-85. Let's see if I will be able to back my Su-85. Yeah, I was able to escape. This gun is really causing me some trouble. He still has 15 flag, 14 flag to 10. He is having a good control over this area and this area as well. And he's trying to push back and forth on this side. Loses the scout car. Now he's moving the anti-tank because he realized that I'm trying to target it with the mortar. Nice move. It's bent down now. On this side, I don't think the Su-85 will be able to destroy the Firefly. Yeah, I didn't think so also. It was actually hurt from a previous fight. He now started deploying bombers. I'm trying to do my best in this side, but it's just proving very far to me. And most of the effort is concentrated around this area. Off-map artillery is now in place. I'm trying to position this Su-85 to destroy the Sherman. Let's see if I can do anything about it. Okay, not too many losses. There was not much big impact because of this artillery. Let's see if I will be able to destroy it or the 57 mil. Yeah, I lost the tank, not able to go there. He now has proper anti-air, the buffers. So the main problem actually is that he has good tanks in long range. And that's obviously because it's armor division. I have good support guns when it comes to long range, but not good tanks. I think he could lose the Spitfire here because he went straight into my anti-air. Yes, he did. Now I started deploying more anti-air just to secure these two areas. I'm trying to push here, but he has an anti-tank gun and he is able to destroy my advancing units. 13 flag to him and 11 to myself. Another off map, and this time I think it can make proper impact. Let's see. I'm trying to move the IS-1 Komroti. Yes, indeed. Wow, he just lost two infantry units here, which is a big loss. Okay, the Sherman against the Komrotti. He will lose the Sherman for sure. Yeah, big loss on this side for Lutiger. 12 to 12. So far, this is a very tactical game. It's not a fast game as usual. Now he deploys the long-range artillery, 140 millimeter, and he deploys it so near because he wants to actually get the benefit of the radio. I'm wondering which unit is giving him that advantage of the radio here. It's not that one for sure. Okay, he's about to lose all his infantry here, and his deployed infantry is walking right into the trap. Let's see if this artillery can make a difference or not. Wow, this is going to be a massacre if it went the way I imagine. Yes, he went straight to the artillery. He didn't lose much though. He's targeting the 120 millimeter mortars, and he has a Firefly coming. 12 to 12. He's gonna lose this bomber. A very tactical game. He's trying to advance large number of infantry in this side, and I am also advancing my infantry. He's trying to destroy the IS-1 Komrotti. Okay, I have deployed everything I can to get rid of this Firefly. So now I'm firing from 4 different directions. He's gonna try to escape. Let's see. Yes, lost the first Su-85. He's doing great, destroying these tanks. And finally the Firefly went down. And here I'm trying to advance the IS-1 Komrotti, and it's running against the Firefly, but it's already hurt. So, and it's also stuck, it's not firing. That's bad. That's really bad. I don't know, this is a bug or it's because of the elevated ground, but the IS-1 lost. Now I'm using these tanks to support my infantry here, and I have 13 flag against 11, and heavy fight in this area. Not sure if there is more off map. But there is a KV-85 coming. Pretty decent tank, this tank. I like it very much. He has 13 flag again, and I have 11. This gun has done great, but it's time for it to say goodbye. I lost this flag now, so 13 to 11. Trying to destroy this buffer, which advanced too near. Was not successful though. He has large number of troops in this area, and I basically have nothing. So, but he's not advancing, which is good. Taking advantage of this anti-air unit. He loses the Sherman here, thanks to the Su-85, but there is another Sherman firing. And he loses that Sherman thanks to the ISU-152. Trying to deploy a bomber. I'm not sure if it's gonna make a difference here. Yeah, the anti-air here is strong. Advancing the KV-85. But he has lots of light armor vehicles moving in this area. The KV-1E is doing good job supporting this front. I'm not sure what is he trying to do by moving these light vehicles. They will not do anything useful against the tanks. So he's gonna lose this. Not a good move. Given the fact that there is no even infantry in this side. He's deploying another 140mm artillery. And I am deploying more Su-85s, trying to secure this road. Mortar is still standing. So far I still haven't deployed any of my heavy artillery pieces. What the hell is this? Ah, this is a 57mm light vehicle. That's a good unit. We are back to 15 flag to 9, thanks to the large number of the infantry units that he has. But I am advancing some Sabiris here, try to take this flag back. Also now this ISU-152 is protected by the Su-85s. So we shall have control over this ground. (13 flag to 11). Time is not on my side as well. Another concentrated off-map artillery on these infantry units are coming. Another Firefly targeting the Su-85, which has pretty bad range for a tank destroyer, to be honest. So I had to back down all my tanks in this side. As long as he has this Firefly tanks, which has very long range, it will be a difficult job. So this 6-pounder cars, which was not so useful against the KV-85. The off-map artillery also did some good damage. Still though, he has 14 flag against 10. Now I deployed the 203mm, which is a very heavy artillery. Trying to get rid of his anti-air here. Another KV-85, a third KV-85, and he loses the artillery here as well thanks to the mortars. Sorry, he loses the anti-air. So clearing the anti-air will give me a chance to destroy these Fireflies, hopefully. Sherman coming this way, but escape the KV-85. The off-map here was not so effective. Yeah, finally it destroys the buffer. Okay, I'm using counter battery here to counter his artillery. However, he has 13 flag and I have only 11 and only 6 minutes left. And that's because I have been losing flags from the start of the game. Yeah, so one salvo actually caused this to bend down. That's what I'm talking about. This artillery is really good. I've got to say I like this South African armor division. Has good choices. Okay, he's using the mobile 57mm. But these turn out to be non-useful. He will lose this fighter for sure. Luckily he was able to escape. 13 flag to 11. (12 to 12) again. Very close. He has a good chance. Not sure if I can make a difference. KV-85 now is in direct contact with the Firefly. And I think the KV-85 has a better chance. It has a better frontal armor. It does not have the same range though, but if it gets in range it will be good. And also I am flanking him with the ISU 52 and the SU 85. I lost the ISU 152. And finally he loses the Firefly. 12 to 12. But I have the control. Heavy tank fight in this area. Shermans against KV-85s. Wow, the Shermans are able to destroy one of the KV-85s. But he loses the first Sherman. He loses the second. Oh no, he's still standing. He's trying to destroy it with the Bayet. I noticed the Bayet and that's when I tried to escape, but no escape. He was able to destroy it. This is a good Sherman. On this side, however, I am advancing. He has the Sherman 1B, which I believe is a support gun. Yes, it is. And he has an anti-tank gun here. Moving an ISU 152 here would be a good idea to overlook this area. I have lots of them. Now the tide has turned a little. I have 13 flag and Blue Tiger has only 11. But he still has a good chance to turn this around. He lost both of his heavy artillery though, thanks to the B4203mm. And now, as we can see, the ISU 152 started doing its job. This is going to cause so many damage, or so much damage to his troops in this area. Pushing more units on the south, heavy fight on the center. Trying to do support here on the north. Also, Blue Tiger lost his anti-air in this area, so I have air superiority in the south and pretty much in the center as well. He still have effective anti-air on the north. Another ISU 152 is coming. These tanks are a beast. I'm not sure if he has more Fireflies, but it seems no, because he has Shermans. Sherman 2A, which has a good gun, but not very good frontal armor. Okay, so let's see if this KV-85 can actually destroy the Sherman. Interesting fight here. He loses the Sherman from the first shot. And now I am away from my anti-air umbrella. He destroys the units here. But tanks started to get into this area and do proper support, and now I have 15 flag and he only has 9. I'm not sure if there is a way to turn this over for Low Tiger, but the way things look is that I started to gain control over the battlefield. He's pushing a Hurricane. It fails to destroy the KV-85, however it bends it down. Still have this gun here, wow. But the bush in the south is pretty good. 16 flag to 8. Another Firefly is coming, so still have some has some Fireflies, and I lost one of the KV-85s. It's worth to mention that I still haven't used my fighters in this game. And I think I'm only relying on the anti-air. Strafniki come to the battlefield, and these are very big units, 20 men per unit. Okay, he is able to fire his bombs. Not too much damage caused though. Flag to 7. I have pushed very deep inside Blue Tiger territory. Pushing hard on the south and the center as well. No movement on the north. He has this 94mm, which is a pretty tough gun. Has 190mm penetration. This can be used as a very impressive anti-tank gun. Okay, the Firefly is engaging the Su-85. And the ISU-152, and it gets destroyed. More KV-85s are coming. I literally have more units on the ground now. So I have a better chance to finish this. He has 17 pounder. Penetration from the first shot. I should back down. I lose the KV-85. Problem with this, he finally loses this anti-tank. Problem with this game is that if you lose your focus for a second, you could lose everything. And now the game turns from tactical to more fast-paced, given the fact that I am attacking on all fronts now. There is no turning point for the Tiger here. He cannot turn this game, I think. The amount of troops on the ground from my side is just too much for him to win. Okay, this is going to... Okay, again this is stuck, again. Big issue. I have faced this a lot. Some people are saying this is because of the elevation. He destroyed one ISU 152 in this area, and this one is just stuck, not able to do anything, even though it's in the range. And I think I'm gonna lose it as well. Thanks, Eugene. There was a good chance to destroy this anti-air. I had two ISU 152 in range and none of them fired. But anyway, it's 18 flag to 6. That is overwhelming now. That is a column of tank. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 tanks here and I have 2 more coming here. And in this side I have one KV-85 and I was able to take this flag as well. Trying to target this gun with the artillery. Moving forward, trying to advance, and he decides to leave. The game is obviously lost. Major victory. Okay, so let's see the stats. So I had 4,900 kills and he had 3,985 kills. That's not bad. Let's see the kills. So lots of his units lost to Mayak 9B fighter bomber. Also we can see that the mortar here did a nice job. This SU-85 was able to destroy a Firefly and a 6-pounder, which is something really good. Coming to the off-map artillery, which I believe was not so useful, but it was able also to destroy some of his good units. The anti-air took down a fighter. This Su-85 really did some good job destroying a Firefly and a Sherman as well. ISU-152 destroys a Sherman and a Staghound beacon vehicle. Su-85 also destroyed it. This 6-pounder Borty 57mm, I didn't think it's useful. I mean, it will be good if it used properly in an ambush, but I still think it was a waste of resources. The KV-85 did really some good job here. As we can see, it destroyed lots of tanks. Yeah, KV-85s are really doing some work. The ISU-152 also. This was majorly a tactical battle and a tank battle as well. On the other side, my losses. So one rifle squad was able to destroy some units. This Firefly really was annoying, destroyed lots of tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks. But it was finally took down, or taken down. The 6-pounder 57mm was also able to destroy some tanks. The KV-85. Yeah, this artillery definitely did some job, and it was able to finally destroy the 120mm after doing big damage to the Tiger units. The Firefly again. That 94mm, which was able to destroy ISU-152, but I would say it was a bug from the game because both of them was not able to fire, which was really annoying. But anyway, this was a great game, a very fun game. I hope that everybody enjoyed, and see you in future games.